Good evening, good morning, everyone. I think I'm clearly audible and visible to you all. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, welcome you all to the second day of the workshop on applied therapeutic nutrition, and welcome you all to this Sunday morning. Hope you will get a lot of good and fresh knowledge in this Sunday morning, and it will enhance your physical mood as well as your it will be also beneficial for your mental health. So, welcome you all again to the second day of the workshop of the Applied Therapeutic Nutrition, which is organized by FSTN Exploration Foundation in collaboration with the NSI Nutrition Society of India Aurangabad chapter. Along with that, the Indian Institute of Food Science and Technology Maharashtra. So we are overwhelmed and thankful to NSI Aurangabad chapter and IIFST Maharashtra to collaborate with us. And we are very much thankful to our first day speaker, Dr. Sweta Parida ma'am. And now on the second day, we have with us a very well-known person in our nutrition field, dietitian Shreyoshi Bhomik Sinha, who is the nutrition counselor and lifestyle consultant and the senior diabetes expert at Sugar Feed. And we are very much thankful to her whenever we need her in our FSTN. She always say yes, irrespective of her busy schedule. As you know that she is a very well-known dietitian and she is a celebrity dietitian, so we all know her busy schedule. In spite of that, and in spite of this, only one day we got some liberty to take our own work, that is only the Sunday. So irrespective of this situation also, she is able to say yes to our workshop, and we are very much thankful for it. So let's not waste much time. We are going to Shreyoshi ma'am for taking this session. And I would request everyone, please do mute your mic and do off your camera during the session so that it will be go smooth. And after that, there will be a discussion session after this completion of the speaker session. Then we will get to know, have a conversation with each other. Please, I would request everyone to please mute your mic and off your camera. Thank you. Shreyoshidi, please.
Thank you so much, Ishani. As you rightly mentioned, that whenever you come up to me, or rather, I would say on behalf of FSTN, so it's always a yes for me because I might, like, in despite of my clinical practice, I am also into like more and more studies. So it is beneficial for me as well whenever I get to take such classes or take such sessions. So there's a brush up of my knowledge as well, where even I can also update my knowledge. And I think nutrition is such a concept where every day we are we need to brush up with the concepts, we need to brush up with the updates, because every day we are finding something new on the other, right? So today what we are going to discuss is about an exclusive topic. Now the reason why I say exclusive, the reason is because we are tired of dissatisfaction towards different kind of conditions. Now when I say conditions, I mean a weight loss, a simple weight loss journey, or it might be trying my level best to reverse any medical condition, but still it is not happening. So this gut is actually one of the hidden parameter, is what I would say, that very randomly doesn't come into our picture. We have to deep dive into the uh, counseling part of a patient. Thereafter we come to know that, okay, this might be the reason that the person is facing any kind of gut health related problem, and that might be the reason that he or she is not being able to reach up to their expectation. Now expectation in the sense, it might be a weight loss journey, or it might be reversing any kind of medical condition. So the reason why I picked up today the gut health and the anti-inflammatory diet is not to, again, delve into the theoretical, or rather too much of physiology or pathophysiology of it, as because I'm a clinical practitioner. Now what happens is we all are very thorough with different kind of diseases, what should be the diet, what should be the includes, what should be the excludes. So we are very well versed with the concept. But when it comes to making our patients, making our users understand the concept of gut health, this is absolutely a new topic and a new challenge for them, because they do not understand they do not understand anti-inflammatory diet. So how you as a professional, how you as a health professional can communicate with the user. uh, okay, now I would request kindly, if I think Paulo, yeah, if you can go on mute. Yeah, that's fine. So
I think Roshidi it's being muted. Yes.
yeah, I was on, sorry, my bad. So now what I was saying is how we as a health professional can deal with this gut health related problem again with the user on one, so that they can also understand the concept and they can implement the changes, understanding the logic behind it. Correct? So we will move one by one. So first, when I was going through the gut health topic, I came across a very well-known statement, or I should say a quote, by the father of modern medicine, we all know, who is Hippocrates, right? And he once said that death sits in the bowels, and bad digestion is the root of all the evil. Now what we tend to do is we tend to ignore the things. We tend to ignore, okay, what is that? Okay, if I'm having a bowel difficulty, that's okay. One day it is a problem, again the second day it is going to get recovered. But when it is not, when we tend to neglect such symptoms, this might actually result to death as well. That is what here it is saying. So before we move on to the topic, what should be the diet, what should be, the lifestyle changes, we should also be knowing about that what is the importance, why the gut health matters to us, why is it coming into picture. So what we have seen is our gut health, it is actually related to everything which is happening inside your body, everything which is happening inside your brain. Not a single day goes by, when in my practice I don't see a connection of the with different medical conditions. Now when I say medical conditions, what are the conditions that we come across where we find a direct correlation with the gut health? It can be as severe as autism, it can be a cognitive brain decline, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, any kind of cancers that we talk about, diabetes, cardiovascular, or a simple hormonal imbalance. So, when we talk about all these things, the one important factor that comes into picture is the gut health functioning. Now, when we directly communicate with our patient, when we say that, how is your gut health? They don't understand the concept. They think, ma'am, I don't have any problem with digestion. So we think that gut is only related to digestion. But let me tell you, it is way more beyond it. It is just not limited to digestion. We have been handling different critical cases where initially we used to brainstorm our mind कि भाई क्यों इनका result नहीं आ रहा है, why the user is not getting the satisfactory weight loss, why the user is not being able to reverse diabetes, even after maintaining a proper diet, even after being on a regular exercise routine, maybe doing very well with the sleep hygiene also. But what is that one factor which we are missing, in the picture? And then when we came to know that, okay, root cause might be the gut health. And when we started working on that gut health, when we started working on resetting the gut health, trust me, I myself, I can vouch for it, that we have seen cases where symptoms are just disappearing. Doctors are like bound to reduce their medications. So this is actually the beauty of a holistic medicine, or I would say a lifestyle medicine. So
দিয়ে
as I
দাও।
was saying that, when you have a problem with
এই
your gut,
ওটিপিটা বলো,
you are surely to
ওটিপিটা
experience
বলো,
multiple
দাঁড়িয়ে আছো
health
তো।
issues with your body. So your
আসবে,
gut
ওটিপি আসবে।
health actually influences several bodily processes. And even, let me tell you, Ayurveda or any kind of yoga, with regards to the gut health, we have seen that
হ্যাঁ?
these are the cornerstone of wellness. That is, your gut health is actually the cornerstone of the wellness. Now, another important, rather, I would say it's a statement that we have often heard
নিজেই জানে না কি আছে।
is why gut health is called the second brain. So, how many of us have heard about it? Can anyone unmute yourself and let me know the reason? Though I have mentioned the reason here, but again, how many of us are aware about the fact, or is there any other reason why we call gut as a second brain? Any one of you? Let's make it more interactive. So, any of you, if you can add some
Yeah,
insights that
ma'am.
why the gut
Good
comes
morning.
second.
It's me, dietitian Hajra
Morning.
Misra. Yeah, I think that
Go ahead, please.
gut health is as also known as secondary brain because uh, emotions, happiness, and everything, and hormonal imbalance also includes in gut health. If the food is good, if the food is healthier, the brain system gets also healthier as a blood as a brain what we say as a brain
সব জানতিস তো।
hormones serotonin and melatonin. If the gut health has a low in variety of carbohydrates, variety of proteins in low, or we got in like in depression, the brain also
Absolutely.
get also in uh, bad condition. I
Correct.
think so.
Correct. Very truly said. Very truly said. So, this is absolutely the right reason, why we say that gut health is actually dedicated as your second brain. So, I have also mentioned the same reason here that gut can actually control happiness quotient and the mental state, and actually the vice versa. So we have seen a significant connection in between the gut and the brain, and which is truly real. So what it does, it actually influences your mood. Now when we say mood, of course we have different emotions playing around, right? We have happiness, sadness, depression, anxiety, and everything is regulated. So if the communication your brain and the gut is faulty, or if we find that any such disturbance is happening inside, ultimately your emotional well-being gets affected. And again, as you rightly said, that if we are having a food, right, that food also has a direct connection with your gut health, depending on how you are liking it, what kind of nutrients you are getting from it. So everything is related with your gut health. So that's what I say. And when it comes to hormonal imbalance, every decisions are also taken by your hormones. So when we connect a food with a hormone, it's like I'm feeling hungry at this point of time. So who actually is the thing who gives you the signal? It's nothing but the hormones. Then you have eaten a food. What has to be done with that food? Whether that food needs to be utilized well, or whether that food gets converted to fat, all the decisions are taken by your hormones. So your hormones, your best friends, it can even be your worst enemies. So when it is a best friends, we mean that yes, you are being able to maintain a good hormonal balance. But when it comes to a worst enemy, what do we mean? We mean the hormonal imbalance which is happening, as a result of which this also impacts your gut health. Okay. So now we need to understand, now when a user or when a patient turns up to your clinic or to you, how will you understand that yes, these are the signs of your poor gut? So I have figured out certain very common symptoms which are quite common in day-to-day practice, as in like chronic acidity, bloating, flatulence, abdominal pain, constipation, IBS, and diarrhea, all are the symptoms of poor gut. Now, these markers show that your gut microbiome is not working in the right way. So, when we say a gut microbiome, what do we mean by a gut microbiome? Again, it's an open ended question. Now, I want to hear from you all, like, what is a basic concept of gut microbiome? What do we understand by the same? If anyone can unmute and let me know about it.
There are some microorganisms that stay in the gut, which are essential for us for different purpose of work. This is gut microbiome.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone would like to add on?
Gut microbiomes means, ma'am, good bacteria which is present in the stomach, and it is also help for food digestion.
Very well said.
Ma'am,
Absolutely a good.
Escherichia coli is present in gut.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what happens is when we talk about a gut microbiome, what is that? Gut microbiome is nothing but a colony that houses trillions of diverse bacteria. Now, when I say diverse bacteria, there are certain categories again of bacteria. It's a good bacteria, and it's a bad bacteria. Now, what happens? However, the problem is when bad bacteria outnumbers the good bacteria. So then what happens? The bad bacteria thinks that I am all in all in this colony. So they try to think themselves as the gut microbiomes that are usually what they do. What do they do? What do the gut microbiomes do? They try to feed into the mucosal lining of the intestines, right? So as a result of which, what happens when they are feeding on the mucosal lining of the intestine, there creates small holes in the intestinal lining. Now, as the intestinal lining or the mucosal lining gets depleted because of that erosion, what happens? Different kind of bacteria, virus, pathogens, they start interacting with the intestinal tissue. So now what is supposed to happen? The toxic particles, the toxic particles as in we are ingesting food, we are getting exposed to pollutants. So there are different kind of toxins inside our body. So ideally, what needs to be done? Ideally, those toxins needs to be our body through stool or urine. But unfortunately, what happens? Because they are not being able to do so, why? Because these toxic particles that are supposed to be eliminated, they actually squeeze themselves into those holes and they start feeding. As a result of which, what they are doing, they are directly getting an entry into the bloodstream, right? And when these toxic particles are entering into the bloodstream, what happens? There is something called immunity. So your immune system then wakes up to counter this attack. Okay. Now what happens? Have we heard about autoimmune disease? I believe we have heard about it. Can you name one or two autoimmune disease? Anyone?
Rheumatic arthritis.
Yes.
Lupus,
We have heard. Sorry.
lupus, and thyroid, Hashimoto's thyroid disease.
Hashimoto's thyroid.
Diabetes is also an autoimmune disease.
Yes, Crohn's disease is also as
Ma'am,
well.
female
There's
pattern baldness is also an autoimmune disease.
Absolutely. Now, why does it happen? Now, again, this kind of a phenomena, where your immune system starts attacking its own because of the previous content that I said, that only leads to autoimmune conditions. Now, autoimmune conditions, again, it cannot be completely reversed, but again, we can manage it. But if you are in a if you are in a management kind of a condition, you definitely have to take care of your gut. You definitely have to reset your gut. You definitely have to repair your gut if it is not in the right condition. Now, as I was mentioning about the immunity, so what is an immunity? What is the concept? Because I have also mentioned, if you just go through the last line, I have mentioned that when you think about your gut, please do think about your immune system. Why? Because 80% of your immunity lies within the gut itself. So when we say immunity, immunity is nothing but an intelligence, where it is like we are everyone, every one of us, we are born with that immunity, which is an intelligence. So now what happens in certain cases, we find that some of us have already a compromised immunity. We are born with certain compromised immunities because of XYZ reason. There are multiple reasons why, the immunity can be compromised. But if we see the other picture, in the other picture, we can also see the immunity is compromised now. Why? Because of the lifestyle oriented modifications that we need to do. Now, what are the lifestyle disorders? Definitely, when we say a lifestyle management, we talk about what? Lack of physical activity, ultimately, a
Unhealthy
sedentary
food.
life, unhealthy intake of food, too much intake of processed and junk food, that actually disrupts the lining of your gut, the intestinal lining of your gut. And as a result of this happening, your overall immunity is also becoming compromised. Okay, so now we will be moving towards. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Bilkul.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
completely.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now we are going to move ahead with how to fix your gut. Now, see, there are multiple parameters, when we talk about fixing of your gut. But again, as what I said is, these are the things that we generally tend to practice on day-to-day basis. These are, something which I particularly use when I counsel my patients. So I did not, come up with so many ideas, but very frequent, or something which is practical, or something which is doable, and something which has actually given my users some results, is what I have picked it up. So when we say that to fix your gut health, first we have to focus on getting our fundamentals right. That is the place where we go wrong. We try to do different kind of things. You search in the Google how to build your gut health, you just type it in the search bar, you get hundreds and thousands of options, correct? But the question is, how much or how many of them are authentic, or how many of them are practical? That is the biggest question. But these are like the four fundamentals which I have picked it up. These are something that really helps our users to get rid of these kind of gut health related issues. So we'll just go one by one. So first is, stop hopping into the fat diets. When we say fat diets, can you name the fat diets?
That
Anyone?
promises
What kind of fat
quick
diets you
weight
come
loss.
across in our practice?
Yeah, which is quickly come in a weight loss condition.
Yes. जैसे थोड़ा कुछ कुछ आप नाम सकते हो, like what are the fat diets that we keep on hearing from our users, or which are randomly buzzing on internet, which people come to you और मैम आप इसके बारे में आप थोड़ा बोलो, ये डाइट मैंने फॉलो किया है. Any particular names that you have come across in your practice, if anyone is practicing as a dietitian here?
Intermittent
No?
fasting.
Intermittent fasting. So, Syed Ramsha. Okay. So, Ramsha, like, what is your concept on intermittent fasting? Do you think that intermittent fasting is actually a fat diet, or it is the user's perception that they take in as IF to be as a fat diet? What is your take on that?
Uh, I don't usually use that intermittent fasting, but as you
Okay.
asked for the name, so I just said.
Ma'am,
Okay. I would
ma'am,
then I would like to just, huh, Miss Ba. Yeah,
Hajra Misra.
please go
Yeah,
ahead.
fat diet, I know it is very popular in our generation, literally in our generation. that we have to get that if a celebrity look, we have to get into that uh,
हाँ,
it's
correct.
अच्छा वाला look, हम अच्छे दिखे, fat diet,
जी,
जल्दी से वेट लॉस करते जाए, वेट लॉस करते जाए, इंटरमिटेंट फास्टिंग करते जाए। बट उसमें क्या होता है, इंटरमिटेंट फास्टिंग में हम वहां फंस जाते हैं जहां हमें नहीं जाना चाहिए। और हम कहाँ चले जाते हैं, हम उस जगह पे चले जाते जहाँ पे हमारी इम्यूनिटी लॉस्ट हो जाती, जहाँ पे हमारा हार्मोनल इम्बैलेंस लॉस हो जाता, जहाँ पे हम वहां फंस जाते जहाँ पे हमको नहीं जाना चाहिए रहता। इंटरमिटेंट फास्टिंग में वहां प्रॉब्लम होती है जहाँ पर ये जहाँ पर मेन as I can say कि intermittent fasting में we lost our carbohydrate, we lost our proteins, we lost our fats, we lost our many nutrients, and we say that no,
so
we are
what
so
happens
low fat.
Harshada, is that intermittent fasting करने के चक्कर में हम लोग basically nutrient deprivation में चले जाते हैं, because there is always a
Exactly,
shortage of span. ये स्पैन के
exactly,
अंदर मुझे ये कवर करना है now. How many amount
exactly,
of calories you can feed at that point of time? That's not possible. And the second thing is, what is my take on intermittent? So it varies from individual to individual based on medical conditions. जैसे मान लो, like I work in a diabetic platform, right? So my patients, or whenever I guide my user for a diabetic patient, I believe intermittent fasting is the best that they can do. But when it comes to intermittent fasting, people are getting confused with those fasting and feasting windows, which they tend to take it as a fad. कि नहीं मुझे 14 घंटा करना है, मुझे 16 घंटा करना है. They take it in the form of a fad thing. But intermittent fasting is not at all bad. I think intermittent fasting is a kind of discipline that everyone should follow. एक अगर 12 घंटे का हम लोग सब दे पाते हैं in between the last meal and the next meal that we are having, that's the best thing, that you can give rest to your gut, you can give rest to your glucose levels, everything will be in control. But अगर हम लोग बैक टू बैक जरूरत ना चाहते हुए खाना खा रहे हैं, या कोई टाइमिंग का नहीं है, आज हम लोग 9 बजे खाते हैं, कल हम लोग 10 बजे खाते हैं, कल कोई 11 बजे खाते हैं, ऐसे करके you are losing the discipline. Intermittent fasting is actually a discipline if you can maintain it in the right way, but it is actually our problem that we tend to take it in the form of a fat diet without understanding the concept. That is the main problem, where individual customization and personalization of the clinical conditions is very much important. So again, getting back to the topic, so as I was saying, that the first thing is, stop hopping onto the fat diets and please eat the rainbow meals. This is something that you have to communicate with your users, or communicate with your patients. What they do is, in my practice, I meet a couple of people who actually tend to lose a good amount of weight. They are very happy कि चलो देखो मैंने weight loss किया है, ये diet मैंने follow किया है, मैंने Atkins follow किया है, मैंने paleo follow किया है, देखो मुझे इतना अच्छा result आया है. Result तो आपको मिल गया, very good. But what about your gut health? So in that case, what we see, that a spike in the gut related condition is absolutely there. And we have to get this thing right, because your body is absolutely, your body do not care how much amount of weight you are losing. Your body is not at all interested in that. Cares is about nutrition that you have to take in, or you have to provide it to your users to keep you in a survival mode, to keep your users in your survival mode, feed your gut microbiomes to carry the vital bodily functions. This is what the thought process should be. So that is the reason we should always encourage our users कि let your plate borrow the colors of rainbow. आप उधार ले लो रेनबो से, पूरा प्लेट को आप कलरफुल करो. Now when we say make your plate colorful, what do we mean? Again, here we are talking about a good balance of all the food groups that we have been learning since, I think, class 11 and 12, from the time we have started to think that yes, nutrition can be my career, nutrition can be my profession. I think this is something we have even learned in biology as well, right? That what should be in your the food pyramid, what are the food groups that we include. So that is what we call it as a good balance. Now, when we say good balance of your nutrients, of course, I mean all the food groups, including the fruits, the vegetables, nuts, seeds, lentils, legumes, whole grains, everything. Whenever you opt for a fat diet, what does a fat diet do? A fat diet deform as macronutrients, micronutrients, सब कुछ से आपका body क्या होता है, deprived हो जाते हैं. So as a result of which, when you are not providing right nutrition to your body, what is happening? Your metabolism is getting compromised, and if your metabolic rate is getting compromised, of course your immunity will be impacted, and if your immunity is impacted, everything is going to get in a plateau stage. And that is the reason why after losing weight, there comes a stage where we hit a plateau. We are not being able to move further. Why? Because वो ना खाते खाते कम कैलोरी लेते लेते आपका बॉडी का मेटाबॉलिज्म अभी इस लेवल पे चला गया है कि अभी बॉडी फंक्शन ही नहीं कर पा रहे उसको. अभी क्या, बॉडी इज अ मशीन, एंड इफ यू आर नॉट प्रोवाइडिंग फ्यूल, गाड़ी तो चलते चलते अटक तो जाएगा बीच में. तो आप उसको कैसे रिवाइव कर सकते हैं? बाय अगेन refueling. But refueling doesn't mean that you have to be deprived on your calories. It is all about eating in a right way, in a right portion is what it matters. So always tell your users that by the end of the day, do ask yourself certain questions, which I tell my users. आप खुद से पूछो that whether you have taken at least 2 to 3 servings of fruits or not, whether you have taken at least 2 to 3 servings of vegetables in your diet or not, whether you have taken a handful of different the nuts and seeds. Of course, when we talk about nuts and seeds, we mean by unsalted nuts, not with salt. Ask yourself whether you have taken a good portion of pulses, legumes, whole grains in your diet. So these are the practices that we can make our users realize that yes, how much amount of food or what type of food is actually right to your gut. The second pointer that we are going to discuss is about add fiber to your meals. Now, we all know that the most of the gut microbes, they actually feed on dietary fiber. But what happens is when we start overdoing, when we start overeating, again, this fiber can also cause irritation to your gut lining. Okay, so and what do? We as a professional, we as a practitioner, we try to follow the rule book. तो हम लोग ने क्या पढ़ाई किया है, लाइक जब हम लोग पढ़ाई करते थे, हम लोग ने पढ़ाई किया है कि नहीं, every individual should require at least 30 to 35 grams of fiber per day, right? But it doesn't implement in case of clinical scenarios. Yeah, anyone has raised hand? Okay, so that is what I was saying, that we cannot go by the rule book कि मुझे 30 grams ही fiber सबको खिलाना है. It is not possible. I don't know whether how much of you are aware of the fact, like whenever we take a recall from a user or from a patient, half of the Indian diets is lacking in fiber and protein. They are not being able, 30 तो छोड़ ही दो, मतलब 20 भी होता है कि नहीं, that challenge for them. But now if I find that okay, this patient particularly is not taking this much amount, even this much amount of fiber, and I drastically just try to include the fiber कि नहीं आपको 30 grams लेना ही है, it doesn't work in that way. It rather disturbs your gut health. So always try to check with your gut health. Always see that what are the symptoms your gut health is providing you, as a result of which gradually we need to increase the fiber content in the food. Okay, so when we talk about the fibers, of course, the best sources of fiber, we all know they are the fruits and vegetables. Special mention when it comes to vegetables, I particularly prefer carrot, beans, broccoli, the Brussels sprouts, right? Well, but when it comes to legumes particularly the beans, then the soya beans, the peas, the chickpeas, these are great sources of fiber that we can, include in our patient's diet. When it comes to nuts and seeds, almonds, peanut, then flax seeds, chia seeds, these can be the best sources. And when it comes to whole grains, the millet, oats, barley, whole like the brown rice, we know that these are the options which we can invariably include in a meal plan. Okay, now Now the third option. Now the third option is play with gut. Play with mud. Now, who has been surprised to see this pointer in the slide? Are we aware of this parameter, or we have just come to know about this for the first time? Like, this is also something which I practice in my clinical practice. But how many of us know the reason that why I have particularly mentioned that play with mud when it comes to fixing your gut health? Any one of you?
Ma'am,
Any
can I
idea?
answer this?
Sorry.
Ma'am, can I answer this? Petition answer, Miss.
हाँ बोलो बोलो बोलो
Uh,
हाजरा या
Mud play से mud play में leads it also increases diversity in the friendly bacteria in the body.
correct
আমার সঙ্গে কথা
correct.
Yeah.
So have you
मतलब
seen, have you recommended, or have you seen
বন্ধ আছে
that
yeah,
the
yeah,
user
हाँ,
and patients is
हाँ.
practicing?
When
That's
some
great.
of मेरे जब पेशेंट्स आते थे और उनके बच्चों के लिए कि उनकी डाइट ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही है, I always used to suggest them कि
हाँ
go and play out, play whatever they want to play with the mud, play with the soil, play with everything they want to, because immunity
correct
system भी उससे बढ़ती है, उससे
correct
अपना मतलब एक काइंड ऑफ बॉडी कैरेक्टर और मतलब अब कैसे समझाना, जैसे कि इट ऑल्सो डेवलप चाइल्ड टू बी हैप्पियर, मतलब उनका
hmm.
दिमाग में सेरोटोनिन लेवल्स बढ़ते जाते हैं, उनका
Absolutely
या हैप्पी
absolutely absolutely
हैप्पी हार्मोन्स बढ़ना शुरू हो जाते थे छोटे
correct.
बच्चों के साथ, एंड दे यूज टू
Exactly.
गेट एंड दे गेट यूज टू लाइक creative. Main the point is they used to get creative in this thing, like you yeah, playing with soil, and also soil also contains some of the no, we can't say nutrients, but some of the things that which are helpful for the body, for children to grow.
Correct. Correct, Hajra. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, dear. Then we'll take up. We'll definitely have a
Yeah,
discussion
sure,
later. It's basic
sure.
understanding what I wanted to understand, like whether you all are aware of the fact that why this pointer was being included in the presentation. The reason is, yes, I also encourage my users to start playing with pure or organic mud. Of course, when we say mud, we need to ensure that that mud is not contaminated with any animal urine or poop. Well, that is not an organic form, or that is not that we encourage also. But we have seen that playing with mud actually can build up on your gut health. So whenever I talk to any parents, or say for example, because I remember my childhood, like where we used to go outside, play with mud, used to come dirty dirty and dusty at home. But nowadays we don't see this practices. अभी तो ये करने का कोई मतलब पेरेंट्स लोग तो ये एनकरेज ही नहीं करते हैं, बिकॉज वो बाहर का गंदा है, नहीं मत छुओ। और अगर वो भी होता है तो इतना बार वो लोग
হ্যাঁ দক্ষিণী আপনি প্লিজ সেকেন্ড ফ্লোর
नहाते रहते हैं बच्चे लोगों को कि 3 बार 4 बार they are taking a bath, and again with those excessively used alcohol sanitizer base, that also immunity को वो भी compromise करते हैं। तो as a result of which, what happens now, why do we encourage this? We encourage, the reason being, because the good microbes, what happens when you play with that mud, good microbes actually stick in your nails. And what happens, indirectly or directly, that enters into your system, that actually feeds your gut microbe with the perfect nutrition. So that is the reason why sometimes we say that yes, आप ऑनलाइन भी खरीद सकते हैं, आजकल तो ऑर्गेनिक मड मिलता है ऑनलाइन, एंड यू कैन क्रिएट अ मड पिट एंड यू कैन प्ले विद इट. So this is also a good way that how you can fix your gut, is what I have also been doing in my practice.
হ্যালো
The last thing is the
হ্যাঁ ব্লিঙ্কিট
prebiotic and
এসছে
the
নিয়ে নাও।
probiotic. Now prebiotic probiotic, I know we all are aware of the fact,
পুরো
but
গলাটা এরকম
अभी
লাগছে কেন?
gut health game, ये जो gut health का game का जो जमाना है, and whenever we discuss about that how to fix
আর
your gut,
গলাটা এরকম লাগছে কেন?
everyone is looking for quick fixes. So now they don't rely on कि
এরকম
अच्छा
ভাবে
natural
সর্দি
कोई भी
লেগে
चीज
গেছে
हो
নাকি?
सकता है जो हम लोग डाइट में इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं. No,
হুম,
they always say, ma'am, you tell me the
সর্দি
brand
লেগে
name,
গেছে
what
তো?
needs to be done, I'll purchase it from outside, or
হ্যাঁ,
we are
হ্যাঁ,
ready to take
বুঝেছি।
supplements. No. So when
প্রচন্ড
we
কান
talk about
ব্যথা করছে।
prebiotics and probiotics, we are not talking about supplements. We are talking about the
হুম,
best things that we are going to
হুম,
get from the
কোমর
kitchen
ব্যথাচ্ছে।
itself. तो आपको
লুচি
क्या करना
তরকারি
है, आपको
হচ্ছিল, লুচি
सीट
তরকারি
से उठ के
জয়নগরের মোয়া।
आपको थोड़ा किचन में जाना
ঠিক
पड़ेगा,
আছে,
देखना
খাও।
पड़ेगा कि वहां
বললো
पे
না
है
দুধ
क्या,
দুধ কফির দিকে
because
যাইনি।
everything is
না
there
ঠিক
in the
আছে।
kitchen which need not be supplemented through a supplement. Of course, when the health condition jaise maan lo, is in a
যাই হোক,
different level, or
ঠিক
maybe we
আছে,
are not being
দেখো তুমি
able to manage it with the
দেখো লিখে
natural foods, then it's a different point ki we are talking about the
ও দিয়ে
supplementation, that
গেছে?
okay,
আচ্ছা,
you
আচ্ছা।
can
ঠিক
still
আছে, একটু
intake.
খুলে
But
দেখে নিও, হ্যাঁ?
initial stage, maybe without
না কথা
analyzing that what is there in your kitchen
দেখে
or
নাও।
not, it's not
সবজি
actually
তরকারি
advisable
জানি
to
না?
go on supplementations, because again, supplementations are not for a
হ্যাঁ,
long term use. They can just be taken for some while, again they have to stop, again they can restart, but on a continuous process, we actually do not recommend supplementation. So when we say prebiotics, what are prebiotics? Like garlic, we know garlic, onion, apple, banana, oats. Then we have also heard about psyllium husk. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about psyllium husk being a prebiotic. I use it very randomly because people think that we are using isabgol matlab iska inka koi constipation ka problem hai. This is again a from a layman's perspective, they think that man mujhe to koi constipation nahi hai, then aap mujhe kyun ला रहे हो. But we know that it is not based on it. Isabgol is a fantastic source of fiber, where it's a natural source of fiber, and it is an excellent source of prebiotic, right? And another very common thing which I use in my practice is apple cider vinegar, of course, with the mother. Apple cider vinegar is also one kind of a prebiotic that we can use, and there are certain ways, how you can incorporate these sort of prebiotics. Like when it comes to flax seeds, like flax seeds is also a good prebiotic. So I tell them that you just ground the flax seeds and add a tablespoon of the flax seeds to your meals. It can be like if you want to take it in the form of a smoothie, if you are taking a porridge form, just add on that flax seeds to it. Bus, it does the job. Then when it comes to isabgol, maybe 1 teaspoon of isabgol, works well. Or when it comes to apple cider vinegar, I recommend them to take at least 15-20 minutes before their lunch or dinner. This actually also takes care of your gut health. But when we talk about probiotics, we know that what are probiotics? These are the live bacteria that takes care of your gut health lining. But again, many of us,
বলো।
what we do is, अच्छा पेट का कोई प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ ये
একদম
हो
ফ্রেশ
गया,
হচ্ছে তো?
प्रोबायोटिक के बारे में क्यों
আচ্ছা,
सोचेंगे?
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা।
मेरे हाथ के सामने एंटीबायोटिक है, वो मैं ले लूं. Why
হ্যাঁ,
to take a
সেরকমই ঢুকিয়ে
probiotic?
রাখো। কিরকম
Rather, many of
ভার্সিটি
them are not
এসছে?
aware of the fact. We all have heard about antibiotics, but how
চলো
many
ওরকম
of
ঢুকিয়ে
us,
রাখো।
like even if I talk about we the
হুম,
professionals, how many of us we talk about a
ঠিক
probiotic
আছে।
when we are counseling a patient in terms of a gut health?
বাটার
So
মিল্ক,
this is
হ্যাঁ,
the thing
ওটা
that we have
ফ্রিজে
to
ঢুকিয়ে
make them
রাখো।
aware, that instead of grabbing those
গ্রিন
antibiotics,
টির বক্সটা বাইরে
please
রাখো।
you also have
ঠিক আছে।
which we call it as a probiotic. Now, what are the probiotic sources? Like, say, for example, if you are a vegan or a lactose intolerant,
খুঁজে তো পাওনি।
best probiotic can be a homemade
সেই তো আমি
yogurt
ব্লিঙ্কিট
in
থেকে
such
আনলাম।
case.
হুম,
Then a buttermilk is a good probiotic. Then fish, cheese, maybe a
শুধু
kefir.
কর্নটা
Kefir
কিনতে
is
হবে
also something that you can
কোয়ান্টিটি।
prepare at home, or you can get it from outside as well. But
না,
please
এখানে তো ওই ভাজা কর্ন,
ensure or
নরমাল কর্ন
tell
নেই।
your patients that
কর্নটা
that
কিনতে
should
হবে।
be with no added sugar. There
ঠিক
should
আছে,
not
আমি
be any
দেখি আজকে
added
বেরিয়ে
sugar
পেয়ে যাবো। কর্নই
to that
যেকোনো
kefir. We have to keep
বড়দোয়ারের
that in
দোকানে
mind.
পাওয়া যায়।
Then just say kimchi, we know that it's a fermented cabbage preparation. Then
হুম,
homemade pickle,
বেরিয়ে
घर पे
তো
हम लोग
যাবো না।
अचार
So many
वगैरह बना,
pictures, yeah, ma'am. I'm also
हाँ,
was
अचार
asking
बनाते हैं.
about that.
But again,
That
everything should be taken in
probiotic,
কিন্তু
moderation.
সেই যে
yeah, yeah.
अचार
ভিতরে
भी जब
পড়ে
हम लोग
আছে।
बना रहे हैं, we know that what are the things that we include there. We use spices, we use salt, we use oil. But again, too much of anything we know is deleterious for
ঠিক
our
আছে,
health.
তো
So
রাখছি।
अचार पसंद है, मतलब अभी हर मील के साथ हम लोग अचार लेंगे as because it's a probiotic. No, that is not the concept. Even the probiotic should be taken in a certain amount that should be good for your gut health. Then we might have heard about kombucha also. Kombucha in the sense जो green tea को हम लोग ferment करके green tea और brown sugar that is also a good source of probiotic. But if you, मतलब ये तो सब है जो हम लोग like practice में डालते हैं, these are like something maybe हम लोग भी लेते हैं. But if you ask about some my personal favorite has been so far the rice kanji, which I have seen has worked tremendously well with all my users. This is my personal favorite actually. So what is this kanji? कुछ नहीं, just मान लो प्रीवियस डे का अगर व्हाइट राइस होता है, जब हम लोग राइस लेते हैं, कुछ लेफ्ट ओवर आपका अगर व्हाइट राइस होता है, वो 2 टेबलस्पून आप व्हाइट राइस ले लो, उसको आप पहले कूल करने के लिए बोलो. देन व्हाट वी डू इज add it to a small mud pot and then fill it with water, right? What we need to do again in this condition, we have to cover the entire preparation, keep it overnight, as a result of which the next morning when you take, it is already fermented. And you can take 2 to 3 teaspoons on empty stomach can easily be taken to take care of your gut instead of putting that pan 40 inside my stomach. So this can be a good one that we can keep under practice. Oh, I see. Kanji in Odisha is called Torani. Okay. Now this is something which I didn't know. Thank you so much for the information. See, that's what I said, that nutrition is all about learning. Not that we know everything. So it should be a learning experience where everyone should learn something or the other. Great to know. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So next we will be talking about what is destroying your gut health. Okay. Just a second, Ishani, just a second. I'll just sip some water and come. If you can give me just 1 minute.
No issues, no issues.
Is it okay?
Is it okay?
Yeah, I'll take. Okay. So, yes, what is destroying your gut health? Now, again, the common pictures, we all are very well versed with these conditions. We all have an idea about it. That this is nothing but your excess sugar and junk intake, a sedentary lifestyle, uncontrolled anxiety and stress, and as I rightly mentioned, antibiotics and heavy medications and their side effects can also lead to the same. Pointers, like I just want to, because these are all very common factors that we discuss, but if you want any pointers to be explained, I can explain that. Like maybe I'll just touch up the pointers so that you get information about it. Like excessive sugar and junk intake. Now when we say this, we know that bad bacteria, जो भी हम लोगों का gut में bad bacteria रहता है, they actually rely on these type of food items. जितना sugar product, जितना processed food, जितना junk food, will be happy कि अच्छा चलो मेरे रहने का एक जगह मिल गया है, right? So now what happens, like sometimes we often find this kind of complaint also कि ma'am, I am having unexplained all the time. So ये भी, this can be a pointer where we should consider, or this should be considered, that आपका हो सकता है कि gut health का condition ठीक नहीं है. इसका मतलब the bad bacteria, जो हम लोगों का bad bacteria होता है, maybe they are on a higher end, as because you are experiencing the unexplained craving for the sugar all the time. Now, when it comes to a sedentary lifestyle, again, we all know that gut health issues, of course, and sedentary lifestyle are always good. So your gut health, blood circulation to good microbiomes. So you might be having, like, हो सकता है कि patient आपको बोले कि no ma'am, I do have probiotics, I do have prebiotics in my diet, but trust me, nothing is working inside. Why? Because you are not moving. So unless and until you move, unless and until you do some form of activity in your day-to-day routine, nothing is going to work for you. Doesn't matter how much ever effort you are putting in having the best to best foods in your meal, right? When it comes to, again, uncontrolled anxiety and stress, we all know that anxiety, stress, all these kind of things leads to inflammation inside your body. करेक्ट.
আমার কাজ
इन्फ्लामेशन मतलब ये नहीं है कि हमेशा हम लोगों को वो दिखाई दे. Inflammation doesn't mean that it always should be visible, or it should be a cut or a wound that is visible, that is painful. Absolutely not. This is kind of inflammation that falls under the invisible inflammation. Invisible inflammation matlab internal inflammation. Jahan pe one of the parameter can be, what is the reason? One of the reason can be anxiety and stress, as a result of which what it does, it disturbs the entire gut health. And the point is the antibiotics and daily medication and their side effects. Now, as I said, when we face any kind of gut health related problem, the first thing that comes to our mind कि मुझे कुछ दवाई दे दो, कुछ antibiotic दे दो, अभी पेट ठीक हो जाएगा. But we don't take this prompt action when we think about probiotics or prebiotics. We just don't think about it. We all fall for this antibiotics. But ये भी हम लोगों को देखना है कि broad spectrum of antibiotics इसका भी side effect होता है. क्या होता है? Bad bacteria, again, the bad bacteria that lands up ultimately impacting your gut health. Okay. Now we will be moving towards the main highlight of the program, which is the anti-inflammatory diet. Now, when we talk about anti-inflammatory diet, what is this? So when we talk about an anti-inflammatory diet, it means we have to restrict on all those kind of foods which actually triggers inflammation. So can you just name one or two foods or the food items that actually aggravates the condition if one is already having an inflammation inside their body, or it might be a gut? What is the first thing that we ask them to limit or to restrict or to avoid completely? Anyone?
Maybe we should not.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe we should not say कि पूरा ही हम वो करें, but कभी कभार early morning taking vitamin C or early taking citric acid type of thing can inflammate your diet. Anti-inflammatory.
No. I am asking, Ms. Hajra, I am asking about two very common, जो हम लोग एकदम मतलब सुन के ही बोलते हो, अच्छा आपको इन्फ्लेमेशन है, आप ये दो चीज पहले बंद कीजिए. What are the two things that comes randomly into
red meat,
And junk food and fast food.
Milk, cheese,
Processed food
this
also,
type of
ma'am.
food.
Yes, what I think Jyoti has written, palm oil, low quality oil. Of course, these are
processed food.
Again, I am not getting
Ma'am,
an
maida.
answer. I have not yet got the answer which I want actually. Come on.
Sugar.
Ma'am, should we
Ma'am,
take?
refined sugar.
Hello,
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Devraj, go ahead. Gluten. Yes, I got it.
Yes.
I got my answer. Exactly, Ria. Thank you so much. This is the first thing that we say, है ना, कि आप gluten को पहले आपको हटाना पड़ेगा डाइट से. Now we know what are the sources of gluten. We ask to avoid wheat. We ask to avoid gluten and sugar. Ahana. Yes, absolutely. And there is another thing that we say. Don't we say about lactose? Don't we say? We do, right? Now, when it comes to milk and milk products, we just highlight on the factor lactose, but we allow a buttermilk, even, or we allow a curd. Why? Who can answer this? Now, when we say you cannot bring into picture lactose, but again, curd and these are all the milk products. But why do we say that? Yeah, they can be included, but not the milk, or maybe
yes, ma'am. Because ma'am, because yogurt are fermented food, na, that is why we are including those in our
But
diet.
what is happening then? What happens to that lactose?
And this is a
Lactose
probiotic.
is converted to lactic acid.
Absolutely. Who said this? Lactose is converted to con kaha ye?
Shomoraj.
Shomoraj. Excellent. So basically so what happens is lactose is the inhibiting factor. But we are not bothered about, but we should not exclude the milk products when it comes to curd and buttermilk. Why? Because it is no longer in the form of lactose. The lactose already gets converted to lactic acid, which is gut friendly. And that is the reason you can easily include that in your diet. Now, this is a very helpful slide, is what I would say, where I have collected all the anti-inflammatory foods that we can absolutely include in our diet. I'm not taking one by one the name. Of course, I will share the entire presentation with Ishani, where she can forward it to you, where I have mentioned that what are the food groups specifically that when we plan an anti-inflammatory diet, these are the best food pickups that we can include as a part of the anti-inflammatory diet. When it comes to omega-3 fatty acids, when it comes to herbs and spices, even what are the safe sided herbs that we can include, the fruits and vegetables part, fermented foods, zinc and the whole day. So you can just go through the information in details later. This you can keep it as a handy when you are planning a anti-inflammatory diet. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the list of foods to avoid. Now, this is something which is very important, as I think all of you has rightly mentioned that what do we avoid in an anti-inflammatory diet. So the first thing is sugar. Now, why? Because excess intake of white sugar have actually been proven to weaken your immune system. It can greatly suppress your immunity. Of course, as we were talking about inflammation, and we know that what are the reasons behind the inflammation, why those internal inflammation happens. When a person is too much on sugar, or when a person is too much on processed food, high fat food, processed red meat, these are the reasons why the inflammation accumulates inside your body.